So I have been trying to figure out the best way to organize a writer's notebook. And I've looked all over the internet. As a matter of fact, in my Teacher Pay Teacher store, I've listed some of the digital resources where I found some of these ideas. And I've also listed the research behind these categories and organization for Writer's Notebook. And I came up with these categories, and I even designed, I'm very proud of myself, this table of contents page. It was easy. It was an add-on from Google. And I designed all these backgrounds and layouts, and you can share this with your students through Google Classroom, where they can take notes during your mini lessons or put videos or upload whatever helps them to understand the mini lesson, or maybe you can send them the mentor text if you want to edit this before you send it out in Google Classroom. You can also print this out and use the templates pencil and paper if that's still your style. I've also included some writers' talks, which I thought were really interesting, from Pontus and Pinnell, and I used their ideas for what you should get out of a writer's talk, which is similar to a book talk, but it's more about the writer's craft and how the author came to write what they wrote. I also wanted to make sure that I had that reading connection, and I put a sample table that you can use to help students to look for inspirations from books that they're reading. I used My Name is Yoon, and the passage where she kind of talks about how her name looks different in Korean and English, and she doesn't really like how it looks in English. And that got me thinking about how fonts and texts really impact the voice of your writing. And so I kind of made that comment just to give students an example of how to use this template. And in the writing section, that's where they're going to put everything that they write, every mini lesson they try to apply. They can also share these pages with their peers or partners to help them to edit and revise. And then this is probably the most important section. This is the writing reflection section. They can do this individually, or they could have a peer do it, or you could do it as a whole group, and they can type in their plus, which is things they did well, and the deltas, which are things they need to change. Or you might want them to do a little bit of a different reflection, and this is based on Hattie's research. What was today's goal? What progress did I make towards the goal today? And what are my next steps? And the final section is the writing goal section. This can be based off of conferences, mini lessons, wherever they're at in their work. And I used this template so they could add that. I think it's important to put the dates on everything. And they have their goal with their timeline for completion. And so an example goal might be, I want to revise the third body paragraph by adding facts I researched to answer my peer reviewers' questions about that subtopic. That would obviously be for like an informational text. And I want to have that finished by tomorrow. So this helps them to break their mini deadlines down and figure out what exactly they need to accomplish based on the feedback and the reflections they've had on their writing and the mini lesson that you gave them.